Hello and good morning. It's another tantalizingly tasty Tuesday morning right here on Wake Up Nigeria.
Yes, indeed. What she said, it's tantalizing. What a way to start the week on a Tuesday after a holiday from yesterday. Congratulations to you guys. It's going to be one heck of a day.
And of course, when it comes to having your day start the right way, you need people like us to just help you jumpstart. Speaking of jumpstart, you remember your car had an issue yesterday?
Yeah, it was really tough starting it even with a mechanic around yesterday, but we finally got a new battery and it's working now and I use it today. But if you really need that jolt to your morning starter, then you have Mary here whose check on reality is always 100. No filter added. This is Mary.
Well, it's always a pleasure to be here. It looks like there's something blue going on. I'm not quite sure what.
Got the
there's
navy.
a shade to it, like navy blue. But it's all right. I see you got a haircut. You look good.
Mary, go ahead and say it.
No, you look good.
Mary, go ahead and say it.
You gave me a major threat that I'm still scared of. So you look good.
Thank you very much. I will take that. And you look fantastic yourself, as always.
Yeah, it does feel like there's a little touch of blue thing going on.
No, don't jinx it. Mike will come and spoil it.
Mike is coming to spoil it. That one is for sure.
Now, you see, we have happy hours to come. Well, happy hours come early on this particular show, and we have amazing TV personalities and a lot of information to spice or sprinkle some color into your day with the right energy.
We come with the right hype, right energy. Like you said, that vibe that you need. We also have some interesting conversations to come. So it's going to blow your mind in the right direction. Stay with us through the entire show. My name is Mazino Appeal.
And I'm Titilayo Oyinson. It's another refreshing Tuesday edition of the show. Remember, you can always catch us live absolutely anywhere across the world on your mobile.
Yes, indeed. The app is also available. You can download that on Google and Play Store or iOS. And you can also use the hashtag Wake Up Nigeria on TVC across all social media platforms while you're doing social media.
Yes, indeed. That's talking Facebook, talking Instagram. Quite a lot of comments on yesterday's conversation, by the way. Yeah, very interesting comments there. And of course, we're talking health very, very soon. And did you know that yesterday was World Blood Donation Day?
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so we're going to be talking about the importance of donating blood and all you need to know about it. We'll have Dr. Adeyemi Olayemi talking to us about that.
I am in a state of shock.
Well, it is quite a...
Because I have goofed royally.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, don't let them know. Don't worry.
No.
We'll just pretend like it didn't happen.
No, I'm just going to have to try to fix it somehow.
It happens sometimes, but you know one thing? I like it when I'm under pressure like that. I find that the best
This
in me,
one is not pressure. It is pressure that cannot be solved.
Well, you see, that's the problem with people who are actually very good at what they do or perfect at what they do. There is no coming back when you actually make a mistake. Because you're just too used to being perfect.
Yeah.
But in any case, one thing I can't seem to understand lately is the fact that I haven't been having my fix of plantain. I did not understand why. My wife has not been cooking the beans with plantain or the jollof rice with plantain until I saw a post by Mofe Duncan from yesterday where he bought 3 3/4 finger of erect plantain for 6,000 naira.
Oh, 6,000.
And then people came after him. I'm like, my guy, what's up? 6,000 naira, it's too much now. But my wife confirmed and said, have you seen plantain in this house?
You probably got it cheap.
Nope.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. So plantain is so expensive now that if you're the type who likes beans with plantain, I'm sure by now you've replaced it with sweet potato.
I'm telling you.
That's what she's been doing.
Yeah.
I
because that's the only way you can still have your sweet fix in your beans.
Oh.
And it's so expensive, it's ridiculous.
Wow.
It's actually, so I actually had to call a farmer to say, please, how many fingers are in this particular bunch you are sending? He said 5. I said, how much? He said 5,000.
How long is the
I was
plantain?
like, come on, you're kidding.
Exactly.
You're not talking about 5 rows of fingers. You're just talking about 5 fingers. I was like, madam, if you want it, take it now. I was like, okay.
Wow.
Nah,
It's
I can hold on.
ridiculously expensive now. And I find it very worrisome because, you know, plantain is a major source of iron. And so you would expect that people will be able to have easy access to it. These are things that, in quotes, we take for granted because we know we can always get our fixes. I keep telling people that the reason Nigerians seem strong and fit and healthy despite everything going on is because of access to food, at least to an extent. But now that food is almost out of everybody's reach. When you go to the markets, you're just wondering. There was a script I was writing yesterday, and one of the things I had to include was, you know, be able to go into the market and not worry about the price of onions. You know.
Anyhow, my home farm is getting, you know, larger. Let's just put it that way. Do you have a plantain tree in your compound? Please tell me.
She wants to pay you a visit.
Let's head over to the weather at this point, and we have so much more coming up next.
Welcome to the first hour here for the news. Well, my name is Mazino Appeal, and let's begin. Now, we are going to start with the worsening security situation in some parts of the country, as 12 persons have been killed following a night attack by suspected Fulani militiamen in Karu community of Jos, South Council area of Plateau State. The attackers were said to have invaded the community in the evening at the time the locals were retiring for the day. Now, 5 persons survived the attack but escaped with various degrees of injuries and are currently receiving medical treatment at various hospitals within the state. Civil society versus Twitter here. Now, let's talk to you about the back and forth between the federal government and Twitter. Now, it is still making the rounds, and weeks after the suspension of the microblogging sites, civil society organizations numbering 70 are now calling on the federal government to reverse the ban placed on Twitter and withdraw the threat to prosecute anyone using the app in the country. The groups, in a statement signed on a Monday, condemned the action of the federal government, describing it as unlawful. Now, the groups also condemned the directive issued by the Nigerian Broadcasting Commission for all broadcast stations to deactivate their Twitter accounts. They asked that the federal government immediately withdraw the directive to broadcast stations to deactivate their Twitter accounts. The groups asked that the federal government to end the widespread impunity for human rights violations, in particular the rights to freedom of expression, including online access to information and media freedom. Now, at least 13 people were killed and several wounded in 2 separate artillery attacks on the northern Syrian town of Afrin on Saturday. The first attack struck a residential area, while the second hit a hospital shortly afterwards. Video footage on social media showed casualties amid the ruins of the Al-Shifa Hospital. Turkey's Anadolu agency also put the number of those killed at 13 and said 27 were injured. The local Turkish officer said sources at the hospital claimed the Syrian Kurdish YPG militia hit the building with a missile launcher, according to the initial reports. Now, the official said Turkish artillery were shelling rural positions near the city of Marat al-Nurum, or rather Marat al-Numan, in the response. The Syrian Democratic Forces, the U.S.-backed militia forces spearheaded by Kurdish YPG, later said it was not responsible for the attack.
Welcome back. We're taking a look at the newspapers at this point of the show, and we're going to be starting with the Daily Sun. Today is Tuesday, June 15th, 2021. Says here, Soyinka warns of looming breakup, recommends decentralization as remedy, kicks against open grazing. Beside the masthead there, it says 1 killed, 6 abducted as herdsmen attack Enugu community. It also says here, herdsmen kill 13, injure others in Plateau, Akwa Ibom. PDP governors raise the alarm over federal government's rising debt. It also says here, Ebonyi has no land to give to herders for ranching, says Umahi. What else do we have here? Okay, it says Democracy Day, nothing to celebrate, says Northern Can. Page 26 has more on that. And right at the bottom there, Secondus, Saraki, Udom, others storm Calabar, issue Ayade quit notice. That's what we have on the cover of the Daily Sun. We still have a few other papers here as well. We're going to go to the Nigerian Tribune at this point. It says, Nigeria may not celebrate another Democracy Day, says Soyinka. Page 2 has more on that. He has a quote there underneath. Very interesting read. It says Nigeria at the top. It says Nigeria defaults on $200 million Mambila settlement agreement, incurs heavy penalty. Meanwhile, 33 trillion naira debt unsustainable may plunge Nigeria into bankruptcy, PDP governors warn. Under the masthead there, it says Oshomole preaches steadfastness at Edo APC meeting. On the Twitter ban, ECOWAS court to hear suit against federal government June 22nd. And on insecurity, Edwin Clark calls for national dialogue. That's what we have on the Nigerian Tribune. We also have the Nation newspaper with us this morning, and it says here, PDP governors raise alarm over frivolous borrowings. It says here, from a government source, opposition governors that got from $2.1 billion budget support are insincere. Above the masthead there, Ulubadan, Emir's parley on security in Ibadan. Oshomole renews battle with Obaseki over lawmakers. Gunmen kill 12 in attack on Plateau communities. And finally, Ganduje says, I will remain in politics after my tenure. That's what we have on the cover of the Nation newspaper. At this point, we have to head over for fitness. Okay, so it's all about using some things in your environment to keep fit these days. If you don't have dumbbells, you can use like a bottle of water to supplement.
Is this water or sand?
Well, it depends on the weight you're looking for.
I just use the baby.
What are you feeling like?
Bad idea.
You know how light babies can be, especially first 3 months.
They grow, so they actually help.
And then when they get to 4, they just go boom.
I was listening to something, I think it was yesterday on my way back home, and they were talking about fitness and all of that and how important it is. And, you know, how the older you get, you know, it's not, there are some things that you can do a crash course on.
Yeah.
But you cannot do a crash course on fitness.
That's
You have to build.
Yes, it is scary. So maybe the fear should make us step up. And if, you know, fear is one of the strongest motivations ever.
Yeah.
It is. So when you're afraid of something.
Some of us have to cut down our mala.
Cut down.
Yeah.
Who likes amala here? You? Is it you?
Are you asking that,
Is it
girl?
you?
Mazino.
I have no
Mala.
It is beautiful. I think it's one of the most...
Wow.
I just love it. It's great.
Oh, we're going to do a whole presentation on amala.
No, but no, jokes apart. Like, the first time I saw him eat it, when he's eating amala, he focuses on it. Like, you don't distract Mazino when he's eating. Especially when he's amala.
Wonderful.
We should do a package on that.
Yeah, I saw something. Yeah. So I saw something yesterday, and it was very disappointing, heartbreaking. It was Funke Oshonaike. Now, Funke Oshonaike is a 6-time Olympian for Nigeria, table tennis player, and she's about to go for her 7th Olympics. Now, it's big. I mean, the Olympics is supposed to be the pinnacle of sporting glory.
Yeah.
You know, from the days of the old Greek and Athens and all of that. And she is crowdsourcing for funds to train. And she's going to represent Nigeria. And, you know, the Olympics has been shrouded, you know, because of COVID last year. A lot of events were pushed to this year. So, you know, some people are like, should the Olympics hold? But they were like, this is the Olympics, the Olympics. I mean, it comes once in 4 years and all of that. But it's not the first time we've seen stuff like this, which makes a lot of other athletes go represent other countries.
Yeah, sure.
I'll tell you something about this, Let me add to that fact that the Athletics Federation, I think, was dissolved yesterday or so, or 2 days ago. I'm not sure which exactly. But
I think it was a couple of weeks ago.
It made me, I had to ask the question, where our priorities lie currently as a country with the insecurity that's going on, the social unrest and all of that. I'm thinking maybe the buddies that be, or that are supposed to be saddled with this responsibility, are not really in that position or that place where they can say, this is our focus right now, this is priority. So I can understand where she can go crowd forcing for the sums that she needs. But then again, the other way around, when you look at it, these kinds of events actually help a country, whether economically, whether socially, and all of the rest. So putting someone as a representative or an ambassador to help out would actually give you a forum where you can collect groups of people, if they're focused on the Olympics, rooting for Nigeria, and pass messages. But this is something we don't know as we're not taking into
consideration
as a
Correct me if I'm wrong. However, I've always believed that when you talk about competitions, be it local or international, or you talk about like the football leagues, there are bodies, corporate bodies that actually support to make it a success.
They're not making money this year.
Now, I've noticed that, let's even forget the fact that they're not making money as
been
far
cut.
as post-corona and all.
Yes.
But
CSR is the last thing.
let's even look at it from the angle of what is going on in Nigeria. I've had a conversation, in fact, several conversations with people who are conversant with sports in Nigeria, and what they always talk about is mismanagement of funds.
Boom.
So you see corporate bodies come in, and at the end of the day, the athletes aren't paid, and you know, money that has been assigned for certain things don't get to where it's been assigned to.
4 years ago, some monies was paid erroneously to a body in Nigeria, and they didn't say anything. They were just like,
and
then they were like, it was a foreign, but they were like, oh, I'm gonna sorry, we made mistake. Where is that money we sent to you guys?
But I want to point out something. All over the world, people crowdfund. Crowdfunding is an acceptable way to raise funds.
Yeah.
It is an acceptable
I want to live in Lekki. Please, can we
Really?
crowdfund this?
Yes,
People
you
actually
can
do that.
crowdfund.
Like,
Like people
if you have a fan base, there's nothing wrong with
Not on this one.
crowdfunding.
You know why it's very wrong? See,
Yeah,
because
if
representing a country.
COVID was the reason and everything was normal, and now there's a drop, a dip, yes. But if this has been the normal
Then
thing also,
something
then there's
needs
a
to be
problem.
done, yes.
And then, like I said, there are budgets for these things.
There
Yeah.
should
That
be.
be
are.
released.
But if you've been to the Olympics 6 times before,
All right?
yeah,
We'll be back.
I'm trying
Let's
to
take
knock
this
a
break.
door there.
Welcome to the kitchen. It's time for us to prepare breakfast. Breakfast today is going to be really light and simple. Exactly what you need, especially if you had a heavy one over the long weekend. Welcome back to work. Now, to kickstart your morning is Chef Anoluwapo. Such a pleasure to have you in the kitchen with us this morning.
Thank you very much.
Now, she's making us
Smoothies, yeah.
smoothies. That's what we're having for breakfast. See why I said you need that extra kick, light, nothing heavy. For those of you who ate so much, why am I acting angry? Like, okay, I know you had a long weekend to yourself. Enjoy it. So let's talk about the ingredients. What are we
Okay.
making use of?
So this morning we are going to be making use of pineapple, bananas,
Okay.
dates, and yogurt.
Pineapple, banana, dates, and yogurt. This
Yes.
seems really simple. Something you can easily catch up with. Something you can easily do in your home. So
Yes.
let's begin.
Okay.
First, you cut it up.
So I'm just going to remove the extra.
The edges of the
Yes.
pineapple. Okay. Would it ruin it if I left the edges
Yes, you would feel it like sharp in your
in your
smoothies.
smoothie?
Yes.
Okay, okay,
So for smoothies, it has to be removed.
okay, okay. Well, removing it means you get to chew it. Yeah, it can still be a snack for you. So hey, now one thing I know for sure is dates are excellent. Like, especially if you're fasting or if you're trying to do some kind of cleansing routine, dates are a great source of energy. I love dates, and one thing I know for sure, and I'm grateful for, I must say, is the fact that they are easily accessible. You can get it from most of these malams that push trucks. The traders actually sell them. You can get for 50 naira, you can get for 100 naira, you can get them cheap, and they are very nice. So I noticed all of these are frozen. It's because of the fact that she's making smoothies. So it's like, you know, you're preparing the fruits for what's going to happen to them eventually. That way they
Yes.
stay chilled
Yes.
when we even make
When it's blended,
the fruities.
yes.
Okay, so you have to cut them into cubes.
Yes, into chunks, little chunks, so that
Huge chunks. Okay.
it would be easy to blend.
Blend. Okay, okay, okay. So for this, I guess they're ready to go in there.
Yes.
Yeah, so we're going to do this for all the fruits, okay? So when the fruits have all been cut up, what do we do?
So we blend it.
Okay, blend, we're going to just pour everything together. Is there a
Yes.
process? You know,
No, no, no.
sometimes people will say, okay, you blend this one first, then you add this in the middle.
Okay, so ideally, what should be at the base of your blender should be something like of a liquid base.
Okay.
So that's why we have our yogurt as a substitute for that. So
Okay.
you could use yogurt, water, or milk.
Yeah, so you could
Just-
use cream as well.
Yes, yes.
I've seen someone go funky and use this stuff for baking. Whipped cream. Yeah.
Anything. You could just be
Ow.
creative about it.
Just whichever suits you best,
Yes.
as long as you can enjoy it that way. Okay. So let's move to the banana. Let's see how you're going to cut it up
Okay.
before we check out the dates as well. So these ones are just going to be tiny bits. Oh, this seems super easy. Do we have to cut it up? No.
No.
Yeah, because they're so tiny.
Yes.
They'll be so easy to blend.
Yes.
So, yeah, I was talking to Chef Anoluapo earlier about the cost of plantain and how this is not as expensive as plantain yet.
Yes.
So, as it is, it's not as expensive as plantain, so it's easier for you to buy it in the market. And if you're so fond of dodo and you're missing dodo so much, I was talking about the need for you to probably just mash it, put some
Bananas.
flour, and make banana pancakes. They're quite like dodo.
Yes,
Or you
it
make them
will-
into mosa. Yeah, see? So you
come
won't
out
miss,
well.
yeah, you won't miss your dodo so much. Though it's still painful, shall, because there's nothing like dodo, like seriously.
Exactly.
Okay, so now after this, let's see what you're going to do with the dates as well.
Okay.
How you're going to cut this up, because I
seed
know,
them.
yeah, they have seeds in them. So
Yes.
that's why I want to see how you're going to cut them up.
So the dates have been soaked. They were soaked
Okay.
overnight to make
Okay.
it softer.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because most times when you buy them, they are dry.
Yes,
Yeah.
very hard.
These ones aren't the processed ones. These are the fresh ones that are just simply dried. So, so you just cut them up,
Yes.
take out the seed.
Yes.
So it's important to soak them for a while so
Before-
the blending can be easier.
Exactly. Else it could spoil your blender blades.
Oh, okay. Which reminds me, talking about blending, so she was going to bring out this, you know how chefs can be on this show, whip out some sophisticated gadgets on smoothie making. But I suggested something to her. I said, why don't we make use of a regular blender? And she was like, well, it should work. It works. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to blend it with a regular blender. So at the end of the show, you see whether we put it up or not. If we did not, I'm just going to hide under the table. But if we did, yes. So you don't have to splash out on excess funds, especially if your resources are limited. All you have to do is just use your regular blender and you still get your smoothie just the way you like it.
Exactly.
So that's it. Right now, we have to check out what's going on in the streets of social media. Hi, guys.
Hey, Mary. All right, so on the streets of social media, we had something yesterday that we discussed about. We were talking about the situation between two gospel artists.
Yes.
We were talking about Tope Alabi yesterday being dragged for her comments on Gospel Singer song, which was sang by, what's her name again?
Alasheyori.
Yes.
Yeah,
and,
exactly.
she had said that the song belittled God, and that had raised a lot of ruckus on social media as people came out to, give her some flack. So we had so many comments on there. So we want to go straight to the comments that we had from yesterday, and I'm going to be reading a couple of them. You can help me as well, read a couple of them as well, Titi, and I've got Mike here. So on Instagram, we have this, Deolu Aina says, when she said the Holy Spirit asked her to shut up, that was personal, not for the entire Christendom to shut up and not sing. As per the Onidiro word, it's biblical. In the book of Hebrews, Jesus is said to be our guarantor for eternal life. She goes on, it's a very, very long piece.
Yeah,
there.
long post.
Kiss Viva here says, to me, I feel Auntie Tope has no right to pick on someone else's song and words used in it, because even majority of her own songs have slangs not really accepted in them as well. Ms. Chi here says, I feel the person who sang that song might have gotten the inspiration from Hebrews 7:22, also recounting what it says there about God being a guarantor. Habio here says, Tope Alabi should apologize to the other artists because she's not God and she's not God's PA. Why is she judgmental? That's one thing with people who are religists. They actually sometimes can be very passionate about it and want to always speak for, God, as it were. Travel Leisure here says she didn't need to communicate nada. She needed to keep quiet and let upcoming artists have a chance. We have a lot of comments, and most of them are really voluminous.
Some tackled you.
Yeah.
Find the ones that tackled you on Uncle AI.
That tackled
Yeah,
me.
AI. Yeah, they tackled you
They
quite a
did?
bit.
Yeah,
Yes, they
check
did.
I can't find it.
Let me see. You can't find it, really. You can't find it.
There's some
Okay, if you find it,
Let me see if I
do
can
read it. While
find
you're
it.
looking for it, let me keep
Okay.
going. This one says, God bless you, Mary, for your
AI
input.
stuff there.
This is in regards to Mary's comments from yesterday. And God is not... Oh, here it is. This is from Beats Dr. 7. He says, God is not AI, and yes, the day is coming when AI will be God to some, and done will worship it. And some will worship it, I think you're trying to say. It's quite interesting that on a show where you're discussing what someone said that has caused quite a ruckus, you then decide to say God is AI. To me, an erroneous statement.
Well,
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's all okay. You know why I say it's all okay?
Okay.
It's all okay because it's all okay to give opinions and all of that. But you know what I find very interesting about this thing is that it now started an Onidro challenge.
Yeah.
Now let me mention. Did you start this challenge because you want to honor God or because you want to spite someone?
Exactly. That's the question.
The same way, I
Yeah.
remember when there was a silhouette challenge,
Yeah.
which a lot of us loved, by the way.
Mike at his most
People
honest.
were putting your heads on shoulders.
Yeah.
Okay, aloud. Originally, that's how we came into this world. We came in a birthday suit. So I don't know why it's so much of a big deal.
Wow,
But then,
Mike.
so some people came up with another challenge. Was it challenge because you really, I think there was something, I don't know whether it was an earlier challenge or something. Was it because you wanted to worship God? Or because you felt like, okay, let me try and
I'll tell you
negate this
something.
other
And once
one?
again, I might come
Do you
back. Someone
understand?
might say something about what I'm about to say. Might not like it. But the fact is, it all depends on the value that you place on God.
Exactly.
Society now and culture, mostly,
Yeah.
God is actually in the back seat. Take it
Somehow.
how you want it, but this is a fact. People think
Yeah.
of God when they're only in need. I need money.
Yeah.
Let me go and pray.
And we think of God a lot because we are mostly needy in this place.
Exactly.
And the thing is, okay, so who is the first thing you think about, or what is the first thing you think about when you wake up? Your cell phone.
Exactly.
What functions
Which
your
goes
cell
by.
phone?
Back in the
Yeah.
day, people would actually go and pray first in the morning. But
Yeah.
right now, you're like,
Yeah, where's your phone? Where's your phone?
Instagram.
It's your phone that wake you up, safe.
Exactly.
Let's continue. We have more. We have so many comments on here. We have this one from Hamon Yola. It says, life is so complex. Even the original owner of the song didn't get this recognition. God is so good. God means different things to different people. I like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Olubooms here says, I see this is a distraction by the devil. It's the devil, the devil, the devil. Why do we pay so much attention to that? I would rather paddle my canoe than supporting or opposing anyone. We have all made such a mistake at one point or the other in our lives. I sing their songs. Both are good. Please don't be distracted. It's the devil. Olumide here says, it looks like Tokwe Alabi has lost her spirituality because because it goes on, because if not, she would not have criticized Adeyinka's song, Oniduromi, as demeaning. She even said further that the Holy Spirit shut her up the time she sang the song. That's a derogatory remark on the Holy Spirit.
So this one too.
So
what
wait.
happened? There's a time
How do
when
you
she
question
was
someone's
here.
spirituality?
When Tokwe Alabi was here, and we asked her about the video when she was basically dancing.
Yeah.
And she responded to it. And that
she's a
clip
great
trended.
dancer, by the way.
That clip trended, and then they were like, "Oh, you're doing a worldly dance."
Yeah, you're doing a worldly
Wasn't
dance.
one where she was like,
You know, and she was like,
Hey,
I said, "You're doing a
woo."
worldly dance." And she was like, "Look, I was dancing to my God and everything." So you see all these PAs we
So I
have.
get what you're
Exactly.
saying. I get
But
what you're
Everybody
saying.
is just trying to
My issue is-
own.
Don't question someone else's spirituality, because the way they decide to worship God is definitely not going to be the way you decide to do it.
Listen, just day your day.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Thanks for the comments, though.
Thank you very much for the
Interesting
comments. We love them. We're going to try and see if we can read and react to all of them. We'll be back. We got more on Wake Up Nigeria. And that's it. End of round 1. Round 2, fight.
This is not Mortal Kombat.
This is
I beg.
inspired by Mortal
But I hear that they call you the angry one when you're playing.
So we've had a tournament going on in the office where I beat everybody.
Wow.
Mary, please, Mary.
He hasn't beat
excuse me.
Olamide yet.
I
hasn't beat Olamide.
Mary, please, can you not talk? And
He has not
I'm in the
beat
process of
Olamide.
beating everybody
It
to
is
the
not
last
possible.
staff.
He has not beat
Mr.
Olamide, and he's not
Olamide, I
going to
can
beat
hear you in my
Olamide.
ear. I think you're very
He's
okay.
not.
I accept your challenge. We're doing that again today.
You're not doing it again. Once beaten, twice shy. Literally.
There was something Mary said yesterday.
What was it?
Pride cometh before the fall.
Yeah, and then he fell flat on his face. Like, Mazino went like this. He was in shock.
What are you guys talking about?
The fact that you lost to
you have no
Olamide
clue what we're talking
yesterday.
about. We just wrapped up a fantastic 1 hour. I've been having quite a blast in the studio. That's what happens during public holidays. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's the second hour of your favorite breakfast show.
Yes, indeed. Now, we still have so much waiting in store for you guys for the next 45 minutes. And trust our chef, she's been very busy at work in the kitchen, making something very delicious for you.
True.
for breakfast.
Yeah.
See, it's
Can't
ready
wait,
to
can't wait.
blend.
Oh, nice.
We can't wait to get our smoothies ready to drink.
Alrighty, looking forward.
Well done, Chef Anolo.
Thank you.
I love smoothies. Really love them. Please hit us up on social media. We've already started talking about what's happening on the social platforms already. Just make sure you use our hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC across all of them.
Yes, indeed. Now, you can also watch us live absolutely anywhere in the world. You want to download our mobile app on iOS or Google Play Store. And you can also follow on Facebook and on YouTube, where it's streaming right now.
Yes, indeed. We still have a health segment coming your way. Dr. Okweyemi Adeyemi is a sexual reproductive health expert who has been making impact in the world of sexual reproductive health. Of course, we'll be here talking about the benefits of blood donation today. It'll be a very interesting conversation. Don't you just love it when a musician puts so much effort into his music, into his craft?
I was actually
Yes.
telling Mazino that he looks like Bruno Mars with the afro.
Oh!
Yeah.
What
Oh, let me
Mazino
use
looks
this. Let
like?
me-
think you need
Can we
glasses.
play that again so I can use Mazino's glasses to see?
Hey, they're
clearly?
expensive.
Give it
Stop.
to me.
Don't break the
You
glasses.
offered them. Give it to me. Yeah.
We're not
Let's
really
go.
sure what's happening here, but we were talking
Let
about
me see
music
what I look like with
earlier on.
glasses.
So the music that played earlier on did something to Mazino. We didn't understand what was happening. Mazino just turned
wow, I
to
like
something
it.
else
Now,
in the studio here.
me
Do
let
I
you
look
know.
60?
Oh,
Wow. Don't worry, you don't look
my
sexy.
Pentium loaded a bit slow there, but it came out eventually. But that was a brilliant sub. That was brilliant. I hand it to you. I'm not even angry because that was brilliant.
No, funny, no.
Now, you see,
no,
see what I mean by no filters? She doesn't even know when she's subbing you.
Oh my God.
I saw something I just want to mention. I don't know why this is happening to me.
What?
All of today. But I like the way this person just put it together.
What?
What?
It says, disease is your body responding to your lifestyle. Okay,
Hey.
let's move on.
There does seem to be like a little bug going around.
Yeah, so
a
we're
lot of
talking
people,
about-
Especially for those
Blood,
with AA.
yeah.
Yeah.
Blood donor day, yeah?
Yeah, blood donor day.
Was it today?
That was yesterday.
Yesterday, yeah.
Has anybody here ever given blood?
Has anyone ever given blood?
Maybe, I don't know if
Or
I've
been
done
given.
voluntarily.
Not volunteer.
Why
I've been
would you do
giving
it?
Not
blood.
volunteering.
That's true. So it was my dad that donated.
It happens, it happens.
I think I was about 2 or 4 years old. From what I gathered, I was really ill.
Okay.
And my dad had to like continuously donate because we
Wow.
both share B positive. And it's one of the things I respect him for then because
No, maybe- no, I would-
it's
I
not
would
easy to just
donate
keep
or-
giving out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you sell it?
Yes, some people
actually-
sell it.
yes,
Yes, you can't sell your blood,
should
but come
donate
on
it,
now,
though.
donate
Oh,
it.
God, which one is come on now? It's like, what are you saying? It's not my own.
You know, this thing you said just reminded me of
He
something.
said donate. Donate what?
Mike.
That's live.
Mike,
Wow,
have you seen
Mike.
one skit like that? So they were giving breakfast cereal, chocolates, milk, and all, and then they were like, "Okay, well, come and donate, but you can only donate once, so that you not give too much of yourself." This guy now donated, not to change his clothes. That came back. The person said, "I know you." And he said, "No, it's not me. After I donated." And I have my blood back. Yes, you pay 7,000 naira for screening, but he said, "My own blood, I just."
Oh dear me. We're going to be having that conversation
You
with the
can also
doctor.
donate some other things too.
Yeah, well, hey, we're going to be talking a lot to the doctor later on about that. But we have a few more facts for you to see. Stay with us.
Welcome back. The second hour here for Wake Up Nigeria. We begin with the news. We're staying with the worsening situation in some parts of the country as 12 persons have been killed following a night attack by suspected Fulani militia in Karu, community of Jos South Council area of Plateau State. The attackers were said to have invaded the community in the evening. At the time, the locals were retiring for the day. 5 persons survived the attack but escaped with various degrees of injuries and are currently receiving medical treatment at various hospitals within the state. Now let's tell you that the back and forth between the federal government and Twitter is still making the rounds. And weeks after the suspension of the microblogging sites Organizations numbering 70 are now calling on the federal government to reverse the ban placed on Twitter and withdraw the threat to prosecute anyone using the app in the country. The groups, in a statement jointly signed on Monday, condemned the action of the federal government, describing it as unlawful. The groups also condemned the directive issued by the Nigerian Broadcasting Commission for all broadcast stations to deactivate their Twitter accounts. They asked that the federal government immediately withdraw the directive to broadcast stations to deactivate their accounts. And the group asked that the federal government to end the widespread impunity of human rights violations, in particular the rights to freedom of expression, including online access to information and media freedom. Now, at least 13 people were killed and several wounded in 2 separate artillery attacks on the northern city of Syria of Afrin on Saturday. The first attack struck on a residential area, while the second hit a hospital shortly afterwards. Video footage on social media showed casualties amid the ruins of the Al-Shifa hospital. Turkey's Anadolu agency also put the number of those killed at 13 and said 27 were injured. A local Turkish official said sources at the hospital claimed the Syrian Kurdish YPG militia hit the building with a missile launcher. According to initial reports, the official said Turkish artillery were shelling rural positions near the city of Marat al-Numan. In response, the Syrian Democratic Forces, the US-backed militia force spearheaded by Kurdish YPG, later said it was not responsible for the attack.
Thank you for staying with us. It's Health Tuesday. This morning we have Dr. Opeyemi Adeyemi, and today we're talking about the benefits of blood transfusion/donation. It's great to have you. Or welcome.
Thank you so much.
All right. So it was World Blood Donor Day.
Yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday. What exactly does that day commemorate?
So it is trying to promote the importance of blood donation. A lot of times in middle-income and low-income countries, WHO has declared that there is blood shortage, and that is the fact that the supply of blood is not meeting the demands. So a lot of times when you have things like accidents, or if someone has need for urgent blood transfusion, they start to look around. So you have people that have to call friends, family, trying to get, blood that is compatible for that person. And that's not supposed to be that way, because if you have a functioning blood bank that has enough supply, once there's a need, the blood is given immediately. So the day is done to create awareness, advocates around the need for voluntary blood donation. Because a lot of times, there's in communities, smaller communities. I'll give example in Shagamu, for example. I know that they go around to beg people to come and donate, and they pay them a very small amount of money just to have. So they have their contact persons in these communities that will go around and say, we don't have blood in the blood bank, please get people to come around and, donate. And what people don't understand is when you go and donate blood, the good thing is you get free screenings. So hepatitis B, HIV, hepatitis C, they also do VDRL, which is for STIs. You get to do all of that for free. You get to know your genotype for free, you get to know your blood group for free. And then there's some blood donation companies that they will give you a card that whenever you are in need or your family is in need of blood, once you can show that you are constant and someone who routinely donates blood, they would get blood for free.
Okay, so as opposed to donating voluntarily and donating free, can someone go and sell blood as opposed to that?
Yes, the thing is that there's what we call black markets. Yes, even for blood donation. And the problem with that is that a blood that is not screened properly, there's going to be a problem. If that blood is not screened for HIV or hepatitis B and that blood is given to someone, even though in that moment it saves that person's life, but later you're transmitting an infection to that person. You understand? So it's proper for it to be done the right way. And that's why we are fighting for voluntary.
So yeah, but without the black market, can't you sell it in, can't it be sold in the white market?
White market. So when you go to the hospital and there is a situation where blood needs to be transfused, there is an amount that will be paid, because you know that there is a process after donation. They have to store the blood. They have to keep it in a bag, keep it in a place for a while. Sometimes they have to remove some certain cells from the blood because there are specific types of transfusion. There's the whole blood, there's the partial cells transfusion, there's transfusion of just the platelets. So, you know, all this processing is not done freely. So there has to be something paid back to keep the system running. So when you need blood, yes, you have to pay.
Now, how often can one donate blood?
All right, so first of all, there are criteria before you're allowed to donate. So things like your weight is looked into. So when you get into a blood donation facility, they check your weight. They see that your PCV is also okay, your packed cell volume, that you have enough blood to even give.
To even give, yeah?
Yes, in the first place. Then they do the general screening, and after that you donate. So it's usually said that you should wait 3 months before you donate again. So that you don't, you know, the blood has to regenerate.
Regenerate and all of that.
So it takes about
and then when you donate, when it comes to volumes, is there any limit?
Okay, so it's just a pint of blood that will be taken from you, which is about 470 mils of blood that is kept.
470 mils?
Yeah.
Okay.
If a normal human being, an adult, would have 10 pints of blood in them.
Blood.
So you're just taking 1 out of the 10.
That's a tithe, just to 1/10 of
Yes,
all of that.
yes.
Okay, so you mentioned. Let's just talk about the benefits once again. You mentioned the free screenings and all of that, and then also you said something about a card. If you have that card, I didn't get that part very well.
So
you can.
There are some companies that if you're someone who goes routinely, so every time you go to donate, they, you know, put a signature there with a date there. So if you're in need of urgent, you know, transfusion for yourself or for your family, once that card is tendered, that you have been doing this consistently, they would get.
Wonderful. Now, how can we get to the level of developed countries when it comes to our blood bank? Now, you mentioned that our blood bank is very low. The demand is higher than the supply and all of that. Can we get there by just donations? How do we get to that level where the developed countries are at
So everything starts with the system in place. First of all, every state should have a targeted number of blood banks that should be available depending on the population for that state. Then after that, you know, the advocacy for voluntary donation. Then the next thing is how it's stored. So if you have a place where the power supply isn't so good or something like that,
there's going to be a problem.
Yeah,
so we can't say we're talking about the
back.
infrastructure here. The system alone does not even allow. So even if we have so much, you can just put the blood now, NEPA will just take like that.
But that's even another thing, even down to vaccines.
Yes, it happened with our vaccines. With vaccines, storage and all of that.
Storage is a very big problem. So that's why I said it starts from the top. So if we can put the right,
so many things that
in place, then
we have to consider.
Really
okay, so but we're saying that did they get there by voluntary donations?
So what I'm saying is what I can do, what you can do, the part you can play. I cannot say go and be the president of the country, but I can say go and, you know, donate blood. Let it save someone. So it's just a 1 hour, I always say it's just an hour of your time to save a life.
To save a life. Oh, I like that, an hour of your time. But I'll just stop on this. We'll pick up from this one. We'll just take a very short break. We'll round up the discussion when we get back. Right, Dr. Opeyemi is here, and of course we're on about discussion on blood donation and all of that. Now, what centers are available? How can someone just can you just stand up and go to anywhere to donate blood? Are there places that these are the places that you are going to donate blood and you're sure that it's going to be used for the right thing and all of that?
So the easiest place to go to are government hospitals.
Government hospitals.
Yes, the tertiary hospitals, so teaching hospitals.
Teaching hospitals.
Federal medical centers. You can go there, and also state hospitals too. You can also go to a primary health facility, but I cannot guarantee that they would have the facility to, you know, store the blood there. But I know that for government hospitals, they all have blood banks. Okay. So they would be stored there.
So they would.
Private facilities as well, but you have to do your research and find out what they have in store.
What they have in store. For the government, or do they have that kind of package that in case after donating, if you have issues and all that?
I know for some, I did a blood donation drive during my NYC in Ibadan, and they did that for all the coppers that came to donate blood.
Have you donated blood?
Oh, yes, I do.
How many times have you done it?
The last time I did that was last year, November last year.
Malt and milk, does it really help?
No, it's just to give that boost of...
Just that boost, yeah?
But really,
it doesn't really. All right, thank you, Dr. Opeyemi. It was great talking to you. Thank you for this discussion.
Thank you.
All right, I hope you're able to pick up something there for those of you that want to donate blood and should donate blood. Go to a federal medical center, a teaching hospital, something a government-recognized clinic or hospital, and you're sure that Just an hour, like you said. An hour. Yeah, you'll be done. All right.
And you are welcome back inside of the kitchen here. Oh, yeah, there we are. Mary just kicked me to alert me. It's okay, don't worry.
What is he talking about?
She's very violent. Hey, guys, we have Ibeji with us here. Ibeji, fantastic music. We have met from before, but you looked very different. I think you went through some rebranding or something.
I had a bit more hair.
You had a bit more hair. It was really big. Now, you have great music, man. Your alternative has a soul to it, and that's
Very
the beauty. The beauty. I also learned that you're a multi-instrumentalist.
Yes.
So what instruments do you play?
Primarily the piano and I play the guitar a little.
Ah, nice. You don't do the violin?
Not yet.
I-
I let Isonil do that.
Love the violin. The violin is the language of love and other stuff I can't say
I
on
couldn't agree
breakfast television.
Oh, you already said them earlier, I remember.
But in any case, fantastic music, man.
Thank you.
Are we looking forward to something new coming out soon?
We released a new single last Friday. We're dropping the music video this
Okay.
Friday.
Okay.
And over the next couple of months, we're dropping a new project, the EP, and a movie to support it.
Oh, a movie?
A movie to
Starring Ibeji?
possibly.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
It's not telling us,
Yeah.
man. Yeah, well, we're looking
It's
forward.
coming. It's coming.
Yeah.
You'll learn a little bit more.
Well, hey,
in due
you
course.
did fantastic work,
Thank you.
and we want to reward you. So we have Chef Anu Olukwa.
Well, Chef Anu
Anu,
Oluwapo is in the kitchen today, and she's made us a delicious breakfast. Well, light breakfast.
Smoothie.
Did you pour it?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. That's really thick, though. I
Yeah,
mean,
very rich.
that's like food
If
all
you're
on its
hungry
own.
after
Let me
having
push
this,
that.
then I don't know what to say. Okay.
Anu Olukwa. Anu, you do this a lot, I notice.
Yes.
A lot of stuff like this.
Yeah.
So, Ibeji,
Yes. Thank you very much.
it seems like you can't wait. You're
No, I
already
can't wait.
reaching for it.
It's so beautiful. Shall I?
Yeah,
Yes,
please
go
go
ahead.
ahead.
I feel rude going without you guys.
Oh, no, I'll join you. Yeah.
Nobody sent you. Let everybody see what it looks like.
What's in this? This is
Yeah, tell us, please.
Okay.
delicious.
So it consists of pineapple, banana, dates, and yogurt.
Nice.
I'm taking
Yeah,
Chef
I
Anna
know,
with
it's
me
nice.
on my way
Oh,
out.
feel free. We're done with her.
No, he didn't mean that. Like, he didn't mean it.
I'm sure we're not. She's going to be here again next time. We're going to be doing some delicious stuff together. We love every time that you're on. You have to see everybody when we're done with your stuff. Everybody's like wanting to take a piece of it each time.
I love your music, by the way.
Thank you very much.
It's amazing. Like, I've always loved live performances. So hearing you earlier, and then I stood at the back there, and I was just like allowing
Oh,
you to worship.
I have a video of her while you were doing your first performance. She was in La La Land. She was just sitting on the stool. Then she was like, and
Stop it.
yeah, Mary's got this heavy breathing. You can hear from all the way across the studio. I could hear it. You were okay. You were fantastic.
Thank you.
But in any case, that is it for the show for a Tuesday. We loved the performance from Ibeji and, of course, the smoothie from Anu.
Yes,
and
thank you.
all our guests, all our contributors, thank
Yeah.
you so much. Mike and Titi.
Thank you
Hi,
very
guys.
bye, guys.
Bye, everyone. See
Bye-bye.
you tomorrow. Bye.